All right, Kenman here. And today is die project number 21, part 2. Right. We have the Sencut Vesperon all torn down and ready to die. If you missed part 1, bing, you can check it out right there. In my endless quest to make a die video not be 30 minutes long, we're going to see what we can do today. What do you think? All right, let's go. We are going light yellow, which is a quick color. It should happen pretty fast, so that might help us in this quest for a non-super long video. If you like the super long videos and you like watching me drop stuff on the floor, comment below. Give me a thumbs up. But yeah, there always seems to be some type of an issue. But okay, let's go. I've got these little hooks that kind of hold them, make it easy to get in and out of the die. We have the die all heated up. We are doing yellow today. I do not want air bubbles, so I'm going to get them in there and get them splashing around a little bit. Check them, make sure that they don't have any dry pockets or anything, and then in they go. Oops. And then there is issue number 1. Dropping the hook into the die. Perfect. All right, I'm going to rinse off those tweezers. I don't want to set those somewhere. They got drop of dye on them. Drops of dye are magical things. You might not notice that it's there, and before you know it, you've now touched something else. There's that spot right there. And that little spot doesn't seem like much, but when it hits something white, boom, yellow instantly. So you always got to be careful with dye. I am not going to leave these in long. I'm going to shimmy this out of the way right now, just so we've got a good clean surface to go to. Okay. I'm even going to grab our water and be ready to rock. As you know, the water neutralizes the dye immediately. In we go. Otherwise, if you have drops or thick spots, that can be an area that will continue to dye and then have more of an effect. I want these to be light and see-through yellow, kind of like that, the Sencut Crowley. So that's why I'm taking it off right now, just to see where we're at. Like I said, the water neutralizes the dye. Oh, splashing around. I got a splash of water on the blade. You can see it over there on the bottom right corner. Okay, dry off my hands here. Get this little thing, and we're going to go get that moisture off of that blade. Right away. Just to make sure we don't like any drops just sitting there, just doing their thing. Okay, let's see what this did. Is that yellow enough? I want to say it almost is. Let's get these both out. I think we might be at a success. I'm going to move that water out of my way for a second. I'm going to turn the dye off. Going to get some drying towels that have some dye stains on them. And yeah, wow, this almost kind of seems like it's shifting into a green. Here we are in my kitchen lighting. Yellow's out kind of stuff. What is it going to make yellow kind of green out a little bit? That's kind of interesting. I'm going to let these dry a little bit. Can't remember how long I left the Sencut in. They're pretty close. This actually looks like it has just a little bit more of a green tinted 60s mind. If you remember the first yellow one we did, we left this in way too long and it did shift off to that green. So I think it's starting to get towards that, which I don't mind too much. I should have left them in a little less for what I was going for. But I think we're going to be just fine with this. A slight green tint is going to be completely okay with what I was really going for, is still being able to see through and having that translucence, is that the word, remain part of the scale, so I can still use the, or have that, just that look of that see-through, which I kind of like in some cases. You know, I will always say I'm more of a simple kind of a design and look, but that doesn't mean it can't be dark, it can't be light, it can't be blue or green or red. All significantly different, but interesting in their own way. So each knife has got its own kind of thing. That's why when I look at these, I like to look at them, buy them, have them sit there for a while and let it kind of tell me what color would look best with that particular design. And some of them I literally, truly, I'll see the design I want. I just want to get it in that wood handle that they have, or they already have it in a cool blue or something. But if they have it in this jade, I can kind of lean towards getting the jade, just because then I can use it for this project, and maybe I'll end up turning it a color it already is. Or, in like the case of this penguin, it still kind of looks like it's jade in a way, but that jade was definitely light like this, and so you can tell it's darker. So it may be a subtle change, and in the same thing, like this yellow, it's kind of a subtle change too, but it doesn't make the end product look cool. I did the laser mark on that blade too. How's that look? Pretty rad. Okay, stop hijacking your video, Kenman. We're almost ready for reassembly here. These are dry for the most part. Kind of like to swap out towels, get a completely dry towel on it, just to make sure get these really good and dry. Again, it might not ever matter if there's just a little bit of moisture, but I also think that if there is a little teeny spot, that could potentially create some corrosion or something like that. And if you can avoid that, why wouldn't you? Ooh, look, there's some of those over there. All right, whoa, 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 whoa. Ride's getting bouncy. Just went over a big hill. Okay, let's do this. 7 minutes, 27 seconds, and we're ready. Okay. All right. I determined that the pivot part, the bigger part of the pivot, goes through the side that my pocket clip is going to go on. So that is this one here. And gently slide this pre-built section. Almost looks like I know what I'm doing. Just wait. There's more. All right. So we have bearings that need to go bang bang. So that's going to go away from the blade like that. Here is that blade. All right. I'm going to get that over the top. Things are doing what they do. Okay, next piece. I'm gonna go get that. I had that issue last time where the stop pin, I had everything back together and somehow the stop pin wasn't situated right when I tightened it, so it shimmied it loose. Then I had to take it apart to get back to the same stop pin, a space big enough that I could actually put it back in. Like I said, there's always seems to be, that looked like it wasn't straight, but we are good. I don't tighten everything all the way down right off the bat. That still seems kind of weird. Okay, there we go. Now we know that is definitely good. You have to pay attention to blade centering when you put it back together, so you got to kind of be cautious. It's nice to just put it all back together loose and then slowly tighten it down. You can pay attention to where your blade is and makes it a little bit easier to get it all centered right. And if you get it back together and it isn't centered, you can always take it partially apart and recenter it. Sorry, my brain, when I put things back together like this, sometimes it can be, this magnet is being annoying. Sometimes magnets help a lot, sometimes they frustrate you and they keep pulling the... Okay, yeah, so it can be difficult, believe it or not, to do something like reassembling a knife that you've never actually reassembled before, and talk about it while you do it, and be entertaining and conscious of the focus of the camera. It's, yeah, here we are. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm trying my best. Okay. I had to switch to the T6 for the pocket clip. Get this thing in. Get that first one started. All right. Always be cautious with T6s. If you get that, like I said, if you get that head to pop or bounce one time from a turn, that can be enough to strip either the screw or the bit. So it's kind of one of those things you want to pay attention to when you're doing. All right, let's get this tightened down. Tighten this as best as I can until it kind of grabs, and then we're going to have to get it on both sides because there's no captive pivots. We're going to crank that down most of the way, which should put the blade over to the left where we are right now. Uh-oh. That's really loose actually still. It's tough on this pivot, is kind of annoying. Captive pivots can be super awesome because in this case here I'm trying to tighten this down and I can't tell how much more I really needed to tighten it. There we go. Now we're a little bit to the left, so when we loosen it, it's going to kick a little bit to the right, which hopefully will put us right where we need to be. So I'm going to tighten the rest of these down and lock the blade and everything into the position that it's currently in. Basically, that's what I believe that kind of happens. Okay, pocket clip screws, I like to tighten one, go back, and then retighten the other. When you tighten the one, it kind of relieves a little pressure on the other. So going back and making sure they're both tight. And I'm going to go around one more time here. Just make sure. Okay. Not bad. Alright, we're going to have to loosen this a little because I did crank it all the way. I feel like I was able to almost, but captive pivots. Put a little line on that pivot. It's solid. Blade is in the center. Flicks out. A little stiff. Might be able to loosen it just a little bit more. Of course, I can't. Just another little bit of a turn. No, it's not quite centered. Probably need to tighten it back up just a little bit. That's kind of one of those things where you work it in. You just got to dial it back in, and then as you sit there and open it and close it, that will also kind of loosen it a little bit. So that work and that time will kind of break it in. Okay. We did it. 1448. Holy smokes. Congratulations, Kenman. Something actually happened. I could end this video right now and we'd be all right. I'm going to bring this nicer piece in. Okay. Sencut Vesperon. Can you see through there a little bit, right? The bigger hole side on the liner gets covered up by the lefty pocket clip, but I do like the way this side looks because it has the liner lock on it, and so you have that line and then the smaller holes there. I'm going to try not to wash out the camera. But you can see there's the pattern right there. And so with the right lighting, not casting hard from one side, you're going to get that kind of see-through look like I got with the boom. Now I've got matching Sencuts. They are actually pretty close to the same. Seems like this is a little more of yellow and this has a little more green kind of tint to it. I don't mind that at all. But yeah, it seems like the yellow dye that I have, the longer you leave it in there, the more it kind of shifts to this green. You can see this Ferrum Forge, same dye. I do like that green. It's funny, all the greens I've tried haven't been as green as that green. Maybe I need to just use my yellow and leave it in for a long time and make one really green. Okay, let's mess around with this for a second. Oops. Yeah, this is in good shape. Blade right back in the middle. You can see that nice shine on there. Flicks out nice, closes nice. You can get your finger in there for that finger flick. I love it. Turned out great. I love yellow. I'll say that about a bunch of colors, but I do have a bunch of things I like a yellow. That Ultim is a cool thing. I actually finally just got something ordered with an Ultim handle. Comment below if you can guess what you think it is. It could be anything. There's so many now. I'm excited to get it. It will be one of my unboxings coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll have several unboxings coming. There was a bunch of good sales for Black Friday that I took advantage of, and like I said, I'm picking up some stuff, so that'll be fun, something to look forward to. We're going to have some more dye projects. Did a bunch this weekend, several of those to do. More anodizing titanium. Got a couple, bing, you can check out that right there. Good things coming. 17:59, we just hit 18 minutes and I'm sitting here just rambling on, soaking up more time just for the fun of it. I did it. Congratulations, Kenman. Can actually get a dye video done, put it back together, and looking good in a decent amount of time with no real... I have opening issues, but yeah. Comment below, what do you think? Happy about it? I have some more coming up very soon. Here they are. What colors would you like to see? Pretty much sure on these two already, but the other QSP, that Kaiser. This Kaiser also has some kind of see-through tendencies to it, but it is, I don't know what color, maybe a blue. We could do a lighter blue with that. That could be interesting. Or this little guy. I'm probably making everyone dizzy, bouncing that thing around. The Concept Mini Corvid Cleaver. Yeah, bunch of good stuff. Coming soon. Appreciate everyone for tuning in. We have just finished the Vesperon. Die number 21 is in the books. I know 15 is still in the air, but we have 20 of these out of the 21 completes. That's going to be it for today. If you enjoy what you see, please hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out and I really appreciate it. Stay sharp. We will see you soon.